Good morning, everyone. This is Sis-Lo, and I'm coming to you live from the city of Detroit, Michigan, the home of the one and only Lady of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Well, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase this morning. Actually, I'm a little perturbed, you guys, and the reason why I'm perturbed this morning is because I watched the VMAs last night and I watched the entire show. And I am really, really like I saw footage of some of the pre-show and I saw interviews with the powers that be behind the scenes of the making of the VMAs and the preparation of the VMAs. And one of the questions was asked, how are you guys going to do a tribute to Aretha Franklin? And the person that they interviewed replied, "Of course, absolutely. We don't know exactly what we're going to do yet, but we are definitely going to do something extremely special for Aretha Franklin." So I look and I look and I look and I think, well, darn, maybe, because Ariana Grande was performing and she built it out in Aretha's song a few nights ago uh, on I forget what late night was it. Oh goodness, I don't know if it was Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, one of the two or something she performed on. And she forgive me for not having my facts on that straight, but she built it out, um, an Aretha song, and she sang the heck out of it. I mean, she really sounded good. So I was really expecting, well, maybe since she's performing, maybe she'll be able to sing something, and perform for us tonight. Well, contrary to my pitiful thought, she didn't perform. She did. Uh, Her performance was really okay until it got to that Last Supper kind of thing that they did at the long table with the person with the crown in the middle. And to me, it was somewhat mimicking the Last Supper. But I was really disappointed because I was really hoping that she took her moment to donate that time or to dedicate that time to Aretha Franklin. So, be that as it may, we get to the last closing moments of the show, and out comes Madonna, who just turned 60 years old. She still looks great, by the way. So out comes Madonna, and they pinned Madonna to do an Aretha Franklin tribute. Well, it seemed befitting because Madonna came from the Detroit area. She was not actually from the city of Detroit, but she was Detroit area, the surrounding suburbs. So, and I'm pretty sure she hung out in Detroit because most Eminem and all of them, but Eminem actually lived in Detroit, so right around the corner from where I live, actually. So, it's a little bit different that they use a hometown girl, I guess, to come out. But Madonna gave maybe a 5 minute speech, and maybe every bit of 5 seconds was about Aretha Franklin. And she mentioned her name, and that was it. She talked all about herself, how she got started, when she left Michigan, what she left to become a dancer, how she went to New York and she lived in a 3-floor walk up and walking past crackheads and robbers in the crack house, and how she went for an audition and she heard about music and she went. It had absolutely nothing to do with Aretha Franklin. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She mentioned Aretha Franklin in one sentence. And then I even said, just as I was saying, what does that have to do with Aretha Franklin? Just as I was saying that, She came across the TV saying, I know you're wondering, what does this have to do with Aretha Franklin? Yeah, I looked at the TV and was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly my thought. And she goes, well, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Anyway, next, we're going to have the next person. I couldn't believe that. They could have kept that. You cannot tell me. I'm going to tell you something. BET, TV1, and anyone else, even the news, when they heard that Aretha Franklin was gravely ill, they had time. That it takes nobody in the media or in the television circuit. It takes absolutely no time to pull footage together. It's all out there. It's all on the surface. It's easy to grab. They could have had Madonna. Somebody could have written something for her, played it on a teleprompter, played some background of old clips of Aretha in the background, a moment of silence, curtains closed. That's it. Something beautiful for the Queen of Soul. That was malarkey. It was. It was minuscule. It was disrespectful. It was nothingness. Absolutely. And I am livid about it because they could have done a much, much better production for her. And they had, she died, today is the 21st. She died on the 16th. They had, it was 4 days prior. They had 4 days to prepare something better than that. Even if they couldn't have someone perform an Aretha Franklin song, even if they were going to bring Madonna out, some writer for that, for the VMAs, could have written her a better script instead of her coming out talking about herself, because that's all she did through the whole tribute. And I wanted to, like, when it was over, I wanted to throw something at the darn TV. I wanted to throw something. I'm like, are you absolutely serious? This is just minuscule. It is unacceptable. It is absolutely unacceptable. And not to mention that the VMAs, you want to be honest, is not soulful. It's not made for black people. The only music that makes the VMAs is crossover music from the rappers or anyone else that's made popular by the more European audiences. And that's just fact. It's not just like the BETs are made more for the African American circuit. It's okay. That's their thing. But Aretha Franklin influenced every genre of music. She sang jazz, classical, opera, uh, R&B. She sang with some of the best. She's been sampled and remade by gospel artists, secular artists, hip hop artists, R&B artists. So she affected every genre of music. She could play it, she could sing it, she owned it, she made it her own, and the VMAs could have given her a more befitting tribute from my perspective. I am really, really disappointed in what they produced and what they put out there. And, I really, I feel like compelled to, like, email VH1 and just say, that was not right, or MTV or whomever. Viacom, the owner of all of those stations, Viacom, and say, that was really, really nothing. You could have really kept that, and from coming from home, riding through the Boston Edison district where Aretha Franklin grew up, and riding past her home all week long down Jefferson Avenue downtown, towards downtown, and my mom living right up the street from her dad's church before she passed away, and we would go past the church on C.O. Franklin Boulevard all of the time, and you would always see people in and out. Um, and when Aretha's sister, Carol Ann Franklin, when she passed away, they had her services there, and we were right up the street, and we were able to see the crowd and the impact. And when Temptations, oh my God, I can't even call Eddie Ruffin when he passed away. His services were held at Aretha Franklin's dad church, and Aretha Franklin has been there for so many people. There have been people who have passed away, children who have died in fires, people who were murdered, and you couldn't pay for the funerals and whatever. Aretha Franklin will call a radio station or a funeral home and say, "Listen, I'm going to pay it in full. Don't tell anyone where it came from. I'm just going to pay for it. So donor, don't tell them where it came from," and just left it at that. And I appreciate her being there, and I'm pretty sure she probably did that because sometimes when people see that you are a humanitarian or a giver, then they start pulling on you for things. And they know she had the money, so they will pull on her. So I just wanted to express my my disgust, my anger for my I am beyond positivity because of the way that they paid homage to Our Lady. That wasn't even a tribute. It wasn't. It was an honorable mention, if that, if that. Um, so I'll be coming back with more footage. I'm gonna try to get out and about around the city this weekend. I have a lot of appointments that are coming up that I say, and I run a daycare, so it's kind of hard for me to get out with a bunch of children. So I'm going to get out and about the city and show you guys some of the ways that the city of Detroit is paying tribute to Our Lady of Soul. And her funeral is coming up, and they're making preparations for people to come in town and for the musical portion of it. And oh my God, just think about there are a lot of local artists that are still here. The R.J. Reynolds and all of the people, and I'm pretty sure like Otis Williams from the Temptations, and he's not here. I think he's in LA now, but I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna fly in and come in and pay tribute as well as Smokey and whatever, and Stevie and Jesse Jackson is still. He's been here for a while. I think he's probably still here. He's been comforting the congregation with Pastor Robert Smith, who is Aretha's pastor, and they just lost another strong member and Sister Yvonne Pitts on yesterday, and she was a very pivotal part of the Christian community here in Detroit, and she passed away on yesterday unexpectedly. So I'll get out and about in the city. I thank you guys for tuning in. I love you on purpose. There's nothing you can do about it. Thank you for tuning in. Click subscribe, touch that bell. I love you. Later for now.